Pat, as you know, we normally cover a fraction of this.
And we really only have 90 minutes.
I just think tactically, we're gonna have to cut this down.
I hear you. I know it's a lot, but I have a plan. We're gonna need data, insights, trends, AI, but you all are amazing. We're gonna make it happen. It's gonna be great. Thank you, team.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Please welcome Pat Gelsinger.
Hey, so excited to be back. Developer community and the developer conference, and cool to get together and talk about new products and to share a vision of the future together. And excited to unlock these massive opportunities created by generational shift in AI. Industries racing toward it. We're bringing AI and making it accessible at scale, but also at the client and edge as well. We have exciting achievements to share with you today. Advancements in Moore's Law, the underpinning of everything we do, and based on the choice, trust of our open ecosystems, that together we can do almost anything and enable this continuous innovation. And like the intro video was making a little bit of fun of me, we got a lot to cover today. So let's dive in immediately with a demo of what that video was all about. And to help me with this, please join me in welcoming 𝗵𝗁 𝗿𝗃, the Director of Sports Science and COO at AI.io. Rich, come on up here.
Hey, Pat. Thanks for having me.
So, Rich, the CEO gig ain't going to go on forever. So I am, looking at what's the next career opportunities here. So,
We're definitely going to take a look.
Okay,
but
okay.
What we do for the audience is we democratize sport and specifically give players or anyone in the world, even yourself, the chance to get access to opportunities to trial for professional sports teams, scholarships, etc. And we do that all through a mobile phone using AI and computer vision. We've been working with Intel since 2021. And what we've built together is a platform kind of end-to-end that allows these players to download an app from anywhere in the world, do their drills.
Athletes
anywhere in the world, anywhere in the world, do their drills. You can see some videos up there, actually, that show that. We've had some great success stories. We've had players even this year sign for Premier League clubs, play in the Premier League, all the way through to players in India who actually downloaded our app from a shared community phone. So in a remote village, download the app, not registered.
They might never have the opportunity.
Never had the opportunity.
Wow.
And fast forward, they're now on 5-year, fully paid residency programs for all their education, all their football, and that happens through that power of AI through our mobile platform. What it means for the clubs and the organizations is we've just massively expanded their reach globally, so they can reach more people. But there's a sustainability story to that as well. So now they get that data up front. It's all analyzed data. So with that data up front, it means they can be more targeted with where they travel to and not waste carbon emissions when they don't need to, bring it to their doorstep.
Yeah, and using our technologies end-to-end, as the slide shows, this is really impressive, Rich.
Yeah, and to the point of the technologies, the critical thing for both player and club is speed. So we use Xeon-based services on the AWS clouds. We've got, there's lots of wins around that, around cost optimizing those AI workloads, which can be really expensive. It's video, it's tracking, it's data. But for the clubs, they're autonomously finding players through complex data sets. So for those clubs, we've now had situations where, like Chelsea, good team, good team.
Not bad, not bad.
From the point of the data or what you see on the screen with the tracking from that data being flagged as a player is good enough, they sign players within 2 weeks. That's normally about an 18-month process.
Wow.
Huge cost saving for doing that.
Oh, that's incredible.
So for players, I think it's, or anyone here actually, if you want to turn passion into profession, download the app and you can do this.
So, I wanted to get a sense for how well am I doing for my second career?
Yeah.
Right? I went through these tests, and so when I saw in the opening video, so what's it look like, Rich? Can you show me?
Should we take a look? Should we look at your,
sure,
look at
let's
your scores?
take a look
Let's go on
here.
over to the computer. So obviously you downloaded the app outside Intel HQ there. We gave you a bunch of drills to do, film those, everything gets tracked, all the data comes back. It's all benchmarked in relation to something. So we've benchmarked you in relation to the Major League Soccer. So that's what we're going to look at for yourself. So if we click on Pat here, oh, there we go.
There we go.
So this report, now for everyone here, unless you're a sports scientist or a coach, these metrics probably don't mean too much.
Yeah, I don't get it.
They're just numbers. Yeah, we can click on here and we can look at what it was. But what we actually do with our benchmarking, and part of making things easier for the player and for the coach and the scout, to make this really simple, I'll just turn the benchmarks off for a moment. So we turn everything to a simplified 1 to 10.
These are my scores here.
These are your scores that we've
Okay.
made into a uniform 1 to 10. Because it's easier for everyone to consume. A player can see, if I'm a 10 on something, I know I'm brilliant. Same for the scout. If they're 10, I'm interested. So the blue here is your physical and technical scores with the ball and running around.
Okay.
The orange
I didn't grow up
scores-
playing soccer, so this is...
Well, the orange scores are your cognitive scores.
Oh.
So thankfully, cognitive scores are off the charts. And what I can actually do, if I show you the Major League Soccer benchmark for your position, I think we've got you in as an attacker or as a striker for this. So these grey lines are the average for Major League Soccer.
It doesn't look good.
Well, you can see physical and technical, maybe as expected.
Okay.
You're not at Messi level, right?
Okay.
But cognitive, again, unbelievable.
Okay,
Through the roof.
maybe I'm in the right job.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so. And I think so possibly
My
not going to.
hopes are dashed.
Yeah, possibly not going to have that career tomorrow. But those scores, those cognitive scores, were flagged as interesting. It's a great technical acumen. So one of the teams, the local team, still wanted to give you something to show that you went through the effort it did on the trials.
So thank you to the earthquakes locally.
Thank you
Maybe
for
I
San
have a
Jose's
chance.
earthquakes, exactly.
Hey,
Yeah.
So what do you think, everybody? Is this pretty impressive? Hey, and right, with Intel as the collaborator, right, using our technologies everywhere, we're excited to just the way that you are democratizing sport.
We're excited to do it with you, and we're going to other verticals. There's lots of other things we can do across other industries as well. Think about a mobile phone, health industries. There's lots of areas we can go into. So anyone in the audience that's interested, developers, QR code there to scan. You can learn more about our story with Intel, how we work together, and actually what we're doing. And if anyone's interested, reach out to us, and let's collaborate more with everybody else.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Rich.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Okay, soccer CEO, I guess we got the answer. So, this idea today of all the things that silicon is touching, and literally we now have a $547 billion silicon industry, but even more impressive is that it's powering this global technology economy that's now measured at $8 trillion. And I would ask you, what aspect of your life is not getting more digital? Right? Everything, sports as we just saw, but our entertainment, our social experience, our health, right? Work, medical, everything is becoming more digital. It's the foundational aspect of all economy and human experience. And now, with the superpower of AI, we're seeing this increasing autonomy and agency, machines acting on our behalf. And we're creating this foundation for the next generation of opportunities and experiences that enable a better future for every person on Earth, right? And with that, I welcome you to the Siliconomy. And as these advances in semiconductors enable new levels of human achievement, this need for compute and capabilities is exponentially increasing. In Moore's Law in a nutshell, as we're increasing transistors, compute, and capabilities, we're decreasing at an exponential rate. Size, cost, and power. This is the magic of silicon. And all of this, the most plentiful material on Earth, God has given us this unique gift called silicon. And today we're seeing that just infiltrate organizations. Over the last several years, we've seen this 4x increase in managed devices. That's expected to triple again for more than 15x growth. We're just seeing everything become a computer. More plentiful, powerful, affordable processing. And these computers are now becoming part of your thermostat, your picture frames. Everything is becoming smart. And AI is representing a generational shift in how computing is used and giving rise to the Siliconomy. But inside of that, a simple rule: developers rule. You run the global economy, right? Not politicians, not CEOs. Developers are the ones running this global economy. And you're powered by Moore's Law. And it's your creative passion, this insatiable drive to innovate, combined with Moore's Law, the fuel, and those coming together enable the Siliconomy. Every one of us is part of it, where we're seeing this evolving economy enabled by this magic. We're replacing, industries like oil that defined geopolitics for 5 decades. It's now silicon, the Siliconomy, and the technology supply chains that it enables. For developers, this is massive social and business opportunities to push the boundaries, creating the solutions that the world will change and be enabling the improvement of every soul on Earth. And it requires a range of different capabilities: next generation CPUs, NPUs, GPUs, chiplets, new interconnects, specialized accelerators. And our commitment to you is give you the coolest hardware and software ASAP. And we will do that, and we'll do that with the Intel Developer Cloud. And just to show it off, here's my Python code of the day. And it's syntactically and semantically correct, right? So if you want to join the Siliconomy, right, and you want open, trusted, secure capabilities that are the latest, coolest stuff, you go to the Intel Dev Cloud. And last year, we announced at this event, we announced the beta of the Intel Developer Cloud. The path to the latest gen architectures, test, evaluation, to give you, the developer, to put you in the driver's seat. And today, we're thrilled to announce the general availability of the Intel Developer Cloud. From the big stuff, Gaudi 2 for large language model training, to broad deployment with 4th-gen Xeons, to our CPU Max series for bandwidth and HPC workloads, to running small systems as well. The latest, coolest stuff available on the Intel Developer Cloud, enabling large-scale, small-scale training and inference solutions available to all. And with that, we're enabling these next generation of capabilities along with our software platforms, our OneAPI toolkit, our OpenVINO toolkit, many of our developer tools. We have 3 different tiers of service, a freemium open service, a commercial premium, and then finally an enterprise-grade service. Also, as I said, it isn't just what's available today, it's also what's available tomorrow. So we're putting pre-production hardware in place, beta, so that we enable you to take advantage of this sooner and earlier in your developer cycle, so that by the time the hardware is available in volume, hey, you've already been working on it for months, quarters, and even years. And it includes modern interfaces and workflows to help you optimize your end-to-end solutions. Easy to use, easy to install. And this easy path to access and use Intel-optimized AI, software, hardware platforms to deliver these from small to large, enabling workloads, but doing it from your PC and having easy access to this cloud. So it lowers your cost and friction to be able to do it. And just because you're my best friends and you're here today, we're making, wasn't that fun? You're my best? You're not my best friends. Oh, I'm so sad. Okay. But just because you're our best friends and you're here today, we're giving you free access, a week of free access to the Intel Developer Cloud. This is part of the package that you got coming in, and I hope you all find a friction-free, expedited way to get to the cloud. Now, anytime we're together, let's have a little bit of fun. So we decided as part of our conference today to have a little bit of a Shark Tank-like event. And we've been working, we call it the Intel Ignite community that we work with to take advantage of our technologies, platforms, but enable and unleash their passions to leverage Intel, but really turn them on in new and powerful ways. And you're going to get to see on the show floor a number of these different companies that we're working with in this way. But we narrowed down to 3 of them, and they represent artificial intelligence, next generation systems, platform and edge to cloud to space. And we're going to share their ideas at throughout the keynote this morning on the show floor. But at the end of the morning, we're going to take these 3 and we're going to pick our first winner. So what I'd like to do now is give you the first peek of one of these 3, and that is Deep Render. Co-founders are clearly geeks of geekdom, and they identified a specific video rendering problem with bandwidth and size that they set out to solve using breakthroughs in AI. Let's see the Deep Render update.
The entire modern internet is threatened.
There's far too much data and far too little bandwidth. The solution? Deep Render's AI-based compression. So as humans, we're just moving from text-based communication to video-based communication.
But with more advanced classes of video, the data volume goes up by 10x to 100x.
And that often manifests itself as lower resolutions, lower frame rates, more outages.
With Deep Render's AI-based compression technology, we can fix this problem.
So Kieran and I both studied at Imperial College. We did a master's in computer science.
We connected over the homework, very, very challenging homework. And we worked together on a project where we had to deliver large amounts of videos, and it just didn't go very well, and this is how we stumbled into the fascinating world of compression technology. Deep Render is proposing the next step change by infusing it or bringing it to an AI-only compression pipeline.
Compression is all about exploiting redundancies. The way we exploit redundancies is far more fluid and far more fine-grained, and we're able to basically locate every single pixel and say where it moved, and we're software-based. So you can basically update it whenever you want.
It's very, very important to keep in mind how revolutionary the change to AI-based compression is. Deep Render is building up compression technology around a much more modern and solid framework of AI.
We're at 5x smaller file sizes now, and Kieran and I both believe the limit is quite a lot higher, up to 50x.
Because it's such an incredible, important technology, someone needs to take leadership on it. Deep Render have to step up and take the mantle.
What do you think? Candidate number 1. Okay, we got 2 more. Great, and then we'll see which one's our first winner this year. This field of AI is just, incredible, but it's also old. It's 50 years old since the beginnings of AI. And the first 40 years, as I like to say, how much happened in AI? Nothing. Multiple winters, nothing happened. In fact, when I was architecting the 8046, one of the things we said is, we're going to make the 486 a great AI chip. That was in the 80s. What happened? Nothing, right? Then massive quantities of data, right? Breakthroughs in computer science and algorithms and big enough compute. And all of a sudden, the last 10 years of AI have been just incredible. And it's been redefining itself with new algorithms and new insights emerging. And with that, we are participating. And our Intel 𝗀𝗿𝗃𝗀𝗃𝗀 processor has been demonstrating, performance capabilities rivaling, the market leader. And even the largest, most challenging AI and generative AI problems are being delivered and executed on our 𝗀𝗃𝗃𝗀𝗃 processor. And we're not only rivaling the market leader, but at much better TCO. And today, I'm excited to announce we've secured another major partnership on our journey in this area, and that's with Stability AI, one of the algorithmic and market leaders in this space. And with them, we're excited to build the largest AI supercomputer built in Europe, we believe, running all entirely on Xeons and 4000 Intel 𝗀𝗃𝗃2s. Stability AI is an anchor customer, and just an enormous build-out that we're undertaking with them to be one of the top top 15 AI supercomputers in the world. And we're quite excited about the partnership. But we also have key OEM relationships as well. And partners like Dell are now partnering with us to deliver Gaudi for cloud customers, for enterprise customers, and really fill out that AI portfolio, beginning with Xeon for general purpose CPUs to Gaudi AI accelerators, for the largest inference and training environments, this complete AI continuum of capabilities, enabling applications that are AI enabled, to on-prem inferencing and complete high-end training systems. With Dell, the entire range of solutions. And coming back to the Meteor Lake, coming back to the machine learning, inferencing, challenges and some of the performance results we're now demonstrating with Xeon. And Xeon comes with AMX, the AI enhancements as part of the architecture. And we're now producing some of the best results, the best results on a CPU for AI workloads and demonstrating workloads like ChatGPT-J, being able to do 100-word summarizations of news articles, based on 1,000 to 1,500 source word contents, and being able to summarize those offline about two graphs per second, and online 1 graph. So being able to bring real-time capabilities on standard Xeon platforms. We've also submitted the first MLPerf results with Xeon Max series, up to 64 gig of high bandwidth memory on the CPU package as well, and being able to achieve 99.9% accuracies on GPT-J. And all of these just showing the momentum our CPU and accelerator line is having in the marketplace. And so let's hear from another one of our partners on this journey. Let's hear from Alibaba and how they're using Xeon for their AI workloads.
Thank you, Pat. It has been an incredible journey working together as we navigate this new era of AI. As the largest cloud providers in China, we're looking for reliable compute solutions that can support and facilitate a variety of AI workloads, including for large language models and generative AI applications. Keeping performance high and cost down are critical for our joint success. As an early adopter of Intel 4th generation Xeon CPUs, we have seen impressive performance for real-time inference over its predecessors, thanks to Intel's built-in AMX accelerated software optimizations. Our generative AI and large language model, including Alibaba Cloud's 𝗀𝗲 foundation models, have benefited greatly from those optimizations and achieved an averaging 3 times inferencing acceleration in response time on CPUs. Today, we are serving our large language model via Dascope in our production environment using Intel's hardware and software solutions. Looking ahead, we are very excited to adopt the Xeon Max CPUs with high bandwidth memory, which offers an additional 2 times performance improvement over traditional DRAM for serving large language models. We look forward to unleashing the power of Intel technical advancement for superior performance and higher efficiency across our AI workloads. We are committed to keep innovating together with Intel and push the boundaries of generative AI and cloud computing to the next level. Finally, we wish this year Intel innovation a great success. Thank you. Back to you, Pat.
Thank you, Joe. And we're really excited. Partnerships like Stability AI with Dell Computers and Alibaba. And we're just working to bring AI capabilities into every platform, every product that we build, for our highest end, right, all the way down to our client offerings. And at the high end, Gaudi 2, right, delivering impressive results today. Xeon, impressive results today, but the roadmap is strong. In fact, we've already gotten Gaudi 3 silicon just out of fab and now in packaging, and this will be followed in 25 with our Falcon Shores product. So 23, Gaudi 2, 24, Gaudi 3, 25, Gaudi Falcon Shores, where we bring together Gaudi with our GPU capabilities into a single platform. Simply put, our roadmap is extremely robust, and we are executing aggressively to bring this together. And of course, that execution is based on Moore's Law. And as Gordon said in his eponymous law, that nothing can go on forever. No physical quantity can change exponentially forever, but it can be delayed. And he was often amazed by just the creativity of how we just continue to find workarounds to barriers. And we at Intel, we see ourselves as the stewards of Moore's law and this relentless pursuit of computing and efficiency at scale. And we will not rest. We are committed to continuing this pursuit. And as I like to say, until every element to the periodic table is exhausted, we ain't done. And we're committed to Moore's law so that you can develop with confidence on our platforms. So let's take a look at our second Ignite nomination that we have this year. And this one was just a little bit mind-blowing for me, right? As seeing, unlocking the power of wet science by using computational biology and bringing those together. It's a revolutionary young startup, two longtime best friends, and being able to do radical breakthroughs in cost, time, and numbers associated with it. And just the potential to fundamentally disrupt medical, pharma, food, and environmental industries. So let's see from 𝗬𝗏 right now.
Imagine a world where therapeutics and vaccine development become much more easy and simple. Imagine a world where producing food will be much more sustainable and economical.
What if I told you that we can use proteins to achieve all of this? This is the world I want to live in with 𝗬𝗏 Biodesign.
Proteins are the engines of all organisms, from bacteria, plants, to humans. They make all the amazing phenomena of what we call life.
But the problem is, the proteins are natural. They are not optimized for industrial use.
For companies to engineer a single protein can take more than a year. It costs millions of dollars.
It's a very complex process. The number of combinations is extraordinary, 20 to the power of 300.
And the most painful part is it just very often fails.
And so now imagine that you can make a few tweaks into these proteins and then make them do exactly what you need.
We want to engineer the proteins at a fraction of the time and cost, and to make these protein engineering projects just succeed.
My co-founder, Ravit, is first of all a foodie, and this is something that made us good friends.
Adi is one of the most idealistic people that I know. We had a very long journey together, from a master project that Adi and I did together that was actually a complete failure.
By the way, miserably failed because of unstable proteins that back then there was no one to engineer them and improve them.
And this is why we decided to stay for a PhD, understand the basics, physical properties of these proteins and how to engineer them better.
𝗬𝗏's mission is to empower everyone who wants to develop protein-centered solutions to do so.
𝗬𝗏 is moving protein engineering from the lab to the computer. We demonstrated time and again that our methods succeed in one shot and really take these proteins to the next level.
What do you think? Team 2, 𝗬𝗏? Woohoo! And AI is fundamentally restructuring science and so many domains, and unleashing new applications, new experiences, and productivity and creativity. But we also believe it ushers in the next era of the PC, the AI PC generation. And as we discussed, we're participating, we're contributing, we're fueling this high end with Gaudi and Xeon and Max, and getting these biggest machines on earth for training and refinement. And my friends Sam Altman and Kevin Scott and Jensen and all of them, the work they're doing at the high end is really cool. And as we quickly move to trillion parameter models and beyond, this is amazing and breaking new science. But I'll tell you what's even cooler is if we put it in the hands of every human on Earth. Making it useful with nimble models that can run on your PC, that enable these models to be literally everywhere, offering personal, private, secure AI capabilities that infuses every aspect of our daily lives, at work, at play, at sport, with gamers and our personal assistants, creators, church groups, Zoom calls, fantasy football. I might even be able to beat my kids with that. And these trained models being able to run on any PC, analyzing incoming data in my personal environments as well, prioritizing me, assisting me, and urgently tailored to my experience. You know, when we think about the AI PC generation, I'd like you to hearken back to original Wi-Fi. And the Wi-Fi specs, and I was involved in helping to create Wi-Fi. You know, we emerged in 1997, and we sort of went through like 5, 6 fallow years. And then in 2003, Intel launched the first-gen Centrino platforms. And it started to drive Wi-Fi at scale, and it gave rise to access points and hardware and comms and new applications, and it initiated a virtual application cycle at the time. We believe the same occurs with AI, where we infuse it into everything with open and secure environments. We see the AI PC as a sea change moment in tech innovation. You know, Andy Grove called the PC the ultimate Darwinian device, you know, just recreating itself. And we've always gone through this question of what's the killer app? And my simple answer to that is you. Right? You're going to be the ones creating these next generation applications and use cases. And with each passing day, we're seeing more apps open up and, you know, an idea sparking another. And this AI PC performance and capability is the perfect experience at your fingertips. And with that, let's take a look at how my AI PC becomes my new superpower. And let's invite Craig on stage to show us a couple of these examples. So Craig.
Howdy, Pat.
You're looking rather dapper today, Craig.
Well, thank you. I was about to say the same thing.
Okay.
But thanks for having me. I figured we'd go ahead and take a brand new look at a couple of the new AI PC applications that are out there. And I know we've all been looking for the killer application, but here's the deal. We are in the middle of our major acceleration cycle. Just like you said, LLMs, OpenVINO toolkits for everyone. And if you don't have the killer app today, wait 5 minutes for your AI applications. It's just right around the corner. So let me show you a couple of quick examples of exactly what that's going to look like here. So really quickly, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at this machine. It's one of our brand new platforms for the AI PC. And pretty great. And we're running on this one Audacity, which has a plugin for Refusion. So Audacity being an open source music production and Refusion being an AI music generator. So I figured we'd go ahead and kick this off. Hey, Pat, what kind of music you into?
Well, you know, I sort of like lots of genres. You know, I'm really quite open. But, you know, there's this, you know, from my home county, really close to the town where I was born, there was this other singer. You might have heard from her. Really close. She was born there. Taylor Swift? Have you heard of her?
Oh, Taylor Swift.
She's the other famous person from my home.
I think a few of us have heard about that. So, you know, you guys have all heard it here for the first time. Pat's a Swiftie. But that's okay, Pat. I think we're all Swifties, just some of us don't like to admit it. But let's go ahead and we're going to actually create a song now in the style of Taylor Swift. We'd love to have her come along. She was busy.
Yeah.
So
we didn't invite her
anyway,
today,
we're gonna generate our song here really quick, and we'll let that guy cook. Now let's move on to the next one over here.
Okay.
And so we're showing up on this machine is GIMP, which is an image manipulation program, open source for everyone, and has a plugin for OpenVINO, of course, which has stable diffusion. So let's do text to an image. And what we thought was pretty amazing is that currently your wife Linda is in Africa doing that amazing school that you built out there and all of the philanthropy work. So we would love to do something in the theme of Africa, but put a little fun spin on it if we could for this one. So we'll go ahead and generate that here, and we'll let this guy cook. But let's go ahead and find out the payoffs for both of our applications here.
Let's hear Taylor, or sort of,
not in the style of. Okay, you're gonna get a sue, Pat. Okay, here we go, and let's go ahead and play this back. It's not bad. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty good. However, not a single lyric.
Just generate right here, right? Yeah.
Just generate it and locally. So here's the deal. We're gonna see a ton of hybrid models, but on your AI PC, you're actually going to be able to actually run some of these locally as well, which is a great way to keep all your IP secure. But let's move on over to our other system here, and we've generated our picture Is this the giraffe in a cowboy hat that you were looking for, Pat?
You know, Linda loves giraffes. That's her favorite, you know, plains animal there, so she's going to love this one.
Then I think we absolutely nailed it. So these are the type of applications that we're really going to be looking for this next generation here.
But one more thing, Craig. That's like the ugliest looking machine I have seen in a long time, and I've seen some ugly ones. So what are you doing there?
Well, what, this guy with the test mode and the blue thing?
Yeah.
You know, just don't worry about this guy. The beauty is on the inside, Pat.
Okay.
This is actually the world's first showing of our lunar lake system.
Woohoo!
I know, right? I bet you didn't see that coming, you know? So this is, instead of doing the first boot like we normally do, Pat is always pushing us to do really all the way to the envelope with our demonstrations here. So we said, what's better than the next gen show off? Well, we'll just do the next gen show off.
Okay.
So here we are, Lunar Lake, stable and up and running, not just first booting, but running the AI applications that are going to be powering us for the next generation of these AI PCs. Pat, it's going to be great.
Okay. Thank you, Craig.
Thank you so much, Pat.
Well, a little bit of unexpected demoware there. So, and, you know, right, as we bring this age of the AI PC, you know, we're, you know, thrilled by the momentum that we're seeing. And we're going to bring millions of AI-enabled PCs, ramping to tens of millions to hundreds of millions to enable tens of billions of TOPS of capabilities. And we're working with the industry and our OEM partners to make these sustainable, energy-efficient, you know, platforms. And the journey begins with our upcoming new Intel Core Ultra processor launch, formerly Meteor Lake. I'll probably goof it up one or twice in the keynote yet, you know, but now it's the Intel Core Ultra. And we're excited because this brings a whole set of new capabilities, the NPU capabilities, and launching December 14th. And we're excited to have this in volume with numerous customers and partners. But this journey of the AI PC is a big deal. You might even say that we might need some co-pilots for the journey. And in fact, our friends at Microsoft co-piloting this journey with us, and the Windows 11 PC with Core Ultra, even more powerful and personal with Windows Copilot. And Microsoft is planning to release broadly soon, though really soon, their Copilot capabilities that are going to enable this ability to rewrite, to summarize, explain content across a range of questions and use cases right there on your AI PC, taking complex to simple, all done on your AI platform. And Meteor Lake, or the Intel Core Ultra, is a tour de force. And as you look at all the things on this slide, this is the first client that's manufactured on Intel 4 process technologies. So on our 5 nodes and 4-year journey, 7 and 4, check and check. And this is the first platform that we're using EUV, the most advanced lithographic capabilities. It's also our first chiplet to be used using Foveros, our advanced 3D packaging technology. It's our first to bring CPU, GPU, and NPU onto a single platform with energy and power efficiency. And we're going to deliver it at scale, and and to do that, it's power efficient and going to be delivered into the price points that enable high volume deployment. Our NPU will enable AI developers to take advantage of the standard software and frameworks for AI development and hugely expand the applications for edge deployments. But don't just take my word for it. Let's hear from some of our ecosystem partners and the upcoming Intel Core launch. So please join me in welcoming the COO at Acer, 𝗺𝗃, to the stage and some of the amazing work that they're doing. Jerry?
Hi, Pat. Yeah. Wow. It's a big pleasure here to be on stage with you. Yeah, really long time ago friend.
Oh, we've had so many good things with Acer over the years.
Yes, so many.
Today's another.
Yes, and we're so excited for the not Meteor Lake, but the Intel Core Ultra.
There we go.
About the prospects, a lot of things, especially about the NPU. Because the NPU will bring AI to PC. So Pat, maybe you don't know, but Acer have been working with Intel for a while to bring the Core Ultra to laptop. And
so
today,
show us what you got.
You want to take a look? Okay.
Okay.
This is a sneak peek of our upcoming laptop with Intel Core Ultra. We named Acer Swift Series. And of course, it's a thin and light, and also thin and powerful notebook with all those thin and light features, longer battery life, and very lightweight. In addition to that, the most beautiful thing is Intel Core Ultra inside. It means strong CPU, GPU, and NPU means AI PC. First time we saw AI PC in the world, and not waiting for that kind of a box, Lunar Lake. Many years later, no, not many years, just a few, yeah, but this one, it's coming, yeah. Talking about
so
AI PC, you know, Pat, AI for a lot of people, it's just hardware, but that's wrong. Because AI, the most important thing is the software to unlock the power of the hardware. So for AI portion, actually, Acer have been working with Intel to develop a suite of the applications to end user to enjoy the AI starting from they put up the computer. In addition to that, by also working with Intel for OpenVINO tools, we also created AI libraries so that end user, or I should say developers, create a lot of AI applications based on those libraries. Yeah, and talk a lot, it's showtime.
Okay, let's see
showtime.
it. Yeah.
Okay, let's try to make a backgrounder for this laptop.
Okay.
Craig is going to run the demo, and what we see is the exact identical laptop here. Yeah, we're going to use the picture of the ballerina there and to add some stable image.
Okay.
You know, originally, people think about using yours or my picture there, but my team admits me not to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, ballerina is there. Okay, what we're going to do now is using a stable diffusion and also with a plugin for GIMP, which we developed with OpenVINO to harness the CPU and GPU and the NPU on a platform to create an astronaut with the same pose as a ballerina.
Excellent.
And then we'll upgrade the scale to the high definition because we're going to use a wallpaper. Okay, Craig, you're ready?
Okay.
Please press the button.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
This has been generated. Now we're going to go ahead and minimize. Let's go ahead and press that button.
There we go.
Okay, I think, ladies and gentlemen, professional people like you guys here, you should know how long it normally takes to run stable diffusion on a traditional CNI notebook. But today with Intel Core Ultra, it's finished.
Yeah, yeah. This, I just love stable diffusion. Some of the capabilities it's going to unleash. We really see it as one of the game changers for an industry.
That's true. Yeah, and in addition to that, Acer also worked in Intel for more AI effects. For example, we have so-called the Acer parallax view, which will add a motion to the picture, like what an astronaut is going to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're seeing it move in real
it's
time.
moving.
So, and we even do that based on camera.
That's
angle
true.
as well.
Yeah, the Acer, the parallax view, can also using the notebook camera to track people's face to change the perspective of the image. So you're gonna have a 3D look and feel feeling.
Yeah. It's just incredible, Jerry, and we're so excited to do the launch with you later in the year.
That's true.
Just game-changing platform. So, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I get to keep this one, right?
No, it's mine. Not until December 14th, I'll give it to you. Okay. Thank you very much, Ben.
Thank you to Jerry of Acer. But this is just the beginning. OEMs, ISVs, all of these capabilities. And we want the AI PC to realize your visions and dreams. And we're working on the future generations of processor, including Arrow Lake and the first demonstrations of Lunar Lake. And I'm particularly excited that's hot out of fab. Right, Arrow Lake is on our Intel 20A process technology. So this wafer's still a little bit warm, straight out of fab. But the first demonstrations of our 20A process technology with further improvements in performance, power, area, working as expected, and we're excited to show these capabilities to you today. So first ever demonstration of Lunar Lake, first silicon arriving and healthy on Arrow Lake. And what follows that? For our 2025 offering is Panther Lake, and design is well underway. In fact, it's so well underway that we'll be sending it to fab in Q1 of 24, where we'll have the first fabs of Panther Lake underway as well. And that's on Intel 18A, the finish line of our 5 nodes in 4 years. And as we see these innovations continuing to push us forward, what is the most important unit of optimization for us as a technology industry? Simply, performance per unit of energy. Every segment of our markets, whether it's data center, it's edge, it's telco, right? It's PC, right? Cloud, AI, they're all power constrained. So we have to optimize our energies toward how we deliver sustainability and performance in our next generation of Intel products. And literally, we're developing the technology across our product lines to reduce energy consumption. And this is clearly the case for our client products, but it's also in our server products. And Xeon processors, we are now well underway. The execution machine is back at Intel, and we're seeing predictable, stable cadence of new products to meet the data center needs. And over the next several months, we got exciting stuff coming out, and we're going to be introducing better performance, efficiency, and TCO across the product line. And next up is Emerald Rapids. And with Meteor Lake and Emerald Rapids, these are the last products on Intel 7. And with our Core Ultra launch, we'll be releasing Emerald on December 14th. And the new Xeons bring huge power performance per watt improvements, increased number of cores, faster memory technologies, but in the same power envelope as today's Gen 4 Xeons, but providing up to 40% more performance on key workloads like AI in that same socket and that same power envelope. And because of that compatibility at the software and at the socket level, we expect to see a rapid move by OEMs and software developers to take advantage of it. And 5th Gen Xeon comes with the same and further refined versions of our accelerators, AI capabilities for these next-gen workloads. 5th Gen Xeon coming December 14th. But 2024 for the Xeon roadmap, really good. And with that, I'm quite excited to review many of the products that we have underway. And the next-gen server platform gives us the opportunity to bring both E-core and P-core, efficient cores and performance cores. And these are named Sierra Forest and Granite Rapids. And both of these are progressing on or ahead of schedule. And this gives simplicity and flexibility for system designers designing one platform to be able to bring both of these products into the marketplace. The package has the same I/O die that delivers compatibility at the software and hardware level for things like PCI Gen 5 and CXL 2.0. The Sapphire Rapids product, right, and this is on the Intel 3 process technology, provides 2.5 times the rack density and 2.4x the power performance over 4th Gen Xeon. And this specifically is unique and beneficial, for cloud scale workload kind of capabilities. So really excited about this work. And Granite Rapids is a more balanced machine for peak performance and AI capabilities, as well as major improvements, 2 to 3x better than Gen 4 Xeon, for the broad data center workloads. And we're already well underway on the next version, Clearwater Forest, an 18A version, right, of the E-core product to arrive in 2025. The roadmap is healthy, we are executing well, but we kept a little secret. On the Xeon engineering team, they're always a little bit creative bunch and, always have a few things up their sleeve. No, we can't do that, boss. Yes, you can. No, you can't. And then they surprise me when they can. And when we showed off Sierra Forest earlier in the year, we showed 144 cores per piece of silicon. What we didn't tell you was that we had 2 die per package. So we have a whopping 288 cores on one Sierra Forest product line with 12 channels of memory and further improvements for cloud-optimized environments, huge gains for cloud-scale customers. And I remember when we produced the first 4-core products, 288 cores? Wow, I must be getting old or something. This is really incredible gains. 2024 is shaping up to be a really, really good year for the CPU and our Xeon customers. But we couldn't talk about data center computing and this proliferation of capabilities without touching on security. And as we think about the criticality of security at the data center, at the edge, the common denominator underneath it is protecting my apps and my data, this underlayment of the superpowers. And technology is neutral, right? Neither good nor bad. We can use it to create great things. We can also use it to power cyber threats. And we have to protect our data at rest, in flight, and in use. And the seamless integration of technology into our lives is opening up more attack surfaces and vectors than we've ever seen before. And with that, we've been building in increasing capabilities into our silicon platforms to enable secure, confidential computing. And simply put, security starts with the silicon. Security starts with Intel. I began this work almost 25 years ago in my career. You might say, wow, man, this is hard work. And we've just been building up more and more silicon-based capabilities. And tomorrow, Greg and his keynote will announce a number of new capabilities and services, specifically in the area of security based on Intel. And this to us is super exciting. I encourage you all, be here tomorrow. Don't miss Greg's keynote as we unveil that. We've talked about the superpowers. This idea of these 5 technology superpowers just invading everything. Compute, everything becomes a computer. Connectivity, everyone and everything is connected. Infrastructure, the unlimited scale of the cloud combined with the unlimited reach of the intelligent edge, simultaneously addressing latency and higher bandwidth. And AI, this intelligence everywhere, being able to take this data and compute and, algorithmic breakthroughs, software writing software at scale. But the last of these, sensing. And breakthroughs in low-cost, high-resolution sensors, I believe, are just opening up other pathways to bring technology into our everyday lives, bringing more data and capabilities. And we're seeing advances in automation, processing, robotics, giving machines human-like capabilities, where even our disabilities become digitally enhanced strengths or superpowers. One of my favorite sounds is hearing my granddaughter call me Papa, Papa Pat. And if it were not for my hearing aids, and I have a family that, almost every one of them, right, has lost their hearing, I might not be able to hear that in the future. And I believe in this area of the superpowers and sensing, we have so much more to do. And with that, I'm super excited to find a soulmate on this journey, Dan 𝗖cie, the founder of Rewind.ai. Please join me in welcoming Dan to the stage.
Hey, Pat, thanks for having me.
Hey, thank you, Dan. So tell us your story a little bit.
So I started to lose my hearing in my 20s. And when I turned 30, I tried a hearing aid, and it was magical. To lose a sense and gain it back again feels like gaining a superpower. And ever since that moment, I've been on a hunt for ways that technology can augment human capabilities and give us superpowers. And that's what led me to Rewind.
So what's Rewind doing?
So Rewind is a personalized AI powered by everything you've seen, said, or heard. The way it works is it captures your screen and your audio, it compresses it, encrypts it, transcribes it, and stores it all locally on your PC. And then, best of all, you can ask any question of anything you've seen, said, or heard.
Well, that's super cool. And earlier, we talked about this age of the AI PC beginning now, and this ability to capture everything you see here and, be able to transcribe, analyze. But, talking about it, can you show me?
Sure, I have a machine. Let's go.
Okay, let's go take a look here.
All right, here's Rewind. And to show you how it works, I'm going to pull up the timeline. This is what many of us were probably doing last night, looking around and seeing different sessions we might want to attend here at the conference. I can just rewind back and forth in time like a DVR. But the real power comes from asking questions. So here, I'm going to ask Rewind, when and where is the session on chatbots? And what Rewind's going to do, it's going to go back through my memories, things I've captured on my machine, and we'll find that exact moment. Here it says it's the session on chatbots entitled Demystifying Generative AI. Show up to it. It's tomorrow, 12:45 p.m. It'll be in Clubhouse B, and here's a little summary of the actual session.
Hey, that's super cool.
And so this is a great example of going back to a specific moment in your past, but maybe instead you wanted to actually do some work for you. So
Okay.
one of our investors is Sam Altman. So I'm just going to ask 𝗀𝗿 to do my job, which is write me an email to Sam Altman asking him to catch up. And
Okay. So I was talking to Sam last week, so this is good to see. So let's see what we come up with.
Yeah, so here it's going through all of my experiences, my prior conversations. It mentions that we've raised $33 million from top-tier investors, including him, and gives me a little template. I can just copy and paste, send him an email. I don't have to actually think about it.
And this is leveraging Core and OpenVINO, right?
Yeah, so what I showed you here today was using GPT-4. But what's even better is if we could do this entirely locally. So for the first time ever, I'm going to show you a demo of a personalized AI powered entirely locally on your AI PC using OpenVINO. So let me switch our mode here from GPT-4 to OpenVINO.
Okay, so now everything's going to run locally.
Yeah, and actually to prove it to you, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually turn off our Wi-Fi. So hopefully this will work. I'm going to turn off the Wi-Fi.
Okay, we're going to brick it. You know, it becomes
so this machine is entirely off of the network. And I'm going to ask very simple question. What is Pat's favorite sound?
Okay. So now we're running locally, right, using OpenVINO Core Ultra. Right?
Exactly.
Right.
Yes. And so it's going to take the data that's from your. Oops. Excuse me. Try that one more time. It's going to take data that's from the machine, and here you can see it knows that your favorite sound is your granddaughter's voice calling you Papa.
Okay. Very good. So this to me is killer app domain. I am so excited about these capabilities and the ability to run it all locally. This is my data locally on my machine, right? I don't worry about any of the privacy or other things associated with it, but selectively leveraging the cloud when we need to.
That's right, exactly. Yeah, and I'll just show you one last example. This is an example of using summarization where I'm going to ask it to summarize this keynote. And just for fun, we'll just say use emojis. And we'll see what it comes up with. And here, we sped this up a little bit, but you'll see it's saying that it's an incredible keynote by Pat over here. Future of technology is looking great. Here, there's a starstruck emoji, so the model likes you. And wait, there's more. We're sharing details of the client performance, roadmaps, et cetera. So this really shows you the power of an AI PC, leveraging the data of everything you've seen, said, or heard, and truly giving you superpowers.
Hey, this is so good. Thank you so much for joining us, Dan. Super excited for Rewind.
Thank you, Pat.
As you saw with Rewind, leveraging Core Ultra and OpenVINO and transforming lives and improving accessibility. But until recently, PCs couldn't connect to hearing aids like mine because the traditional Bluetooth simply used too much power. Well, recently, Bluetooth low-energy audio that we've worked on with Microsoft is first coming and available since earlier this year and part of the Core Ultra platform. And we've been collaborating with 𝗀𝗏𝗏𝗃 Labs, and these hearing aids are right like the ones that I'm wearing here, to create a POC for how AI can improve the hearing aid experience. So we're going to join a call here with Arnaud on my Samsung Galaxy book. So Arnaud, how are you?
Hello, Pat. I trust your keynote is going well.
Yeah, I trust you're keeping track of all the great things I have to say, Arnaud.
Yeah, I'm watching from backstage. So now your PC is contextually aware and will automatically switch your hearing aids between ambient aware and focus mode by adjusting the sound amplification. You can stay in your flow without missing any important information.
Okay, so when I can go up here and I can switch from focus mode to ambient mode, and now I can hear the other things going on, and in focus mode, it's just you and I, Arnaud.
Yes, Pat. We won't amplify the background noise so you can concentrate on our conversation. But we'll make sure you don't miss any important interruption, such if a delivery arrives.
Well, okay, maybe the grandkids are at the door. Hopefully my wife gets it, so we'll dismiss that there. So, stay focused just on you and I, but the PC is still detecting.
Yeah, your PC recognized the delivery and alerted you, but you choose to ignore it, and the PC decided to keep the hearing aids in focus mode.
Excuse me?
Okay, well, okay. I think I'm going to go talk to who's ever here. Just a second, Arnaud.
Sure.
Hey, Diana.
Hey, Pat.
What's up? Why are you interrupting my demo?
Do I need a reason? It's always a good time to talk to me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry.
Thank you for
Forgive
taking
me,
the
Diana.
interruption.
Okay, okay.
So, yeah, thanks for taking the interruption. Actually, I think I might have wasted my time waving because I think your computer actually heard the sound of me saying, excuse me. And it even told you which direction that sound was coming from. So I wasted a lot of energy. But I'm so glad you came over.
Thank you.
And I think you've got a really great system over there. It sounds like with the head tracking AI, it actually detected when you left the conference call. And so your hearing aids were automatically switched to ambient mode, so we could chat. And then when you go back, it's going to automatically switch your hearing aids back to focus mode, so you can be focused again on talking to our know. So pretty cool technology there.
Very nice.
Tracking AI is actually running on the NPU in the Intel Core Ultra. And another thing we have running on the NPU is an AI summarization technology. So it's actually, as you're talking to me, it's over there busily summarizing and condensing.
So Arnaud's still talking and it's summarizing.
Arnaud's still talking and it's summarizing, it's condensing it for you, and so you can just go back there and you'll be able to jump in really quick. You'll know exactly what transpired while you were gone. Very nice, very sleek, and yeah.
Okay, can I
great
go back
solution.
now? Or are we...
Okay.
Okay.
You can go back.
Thank you, Diana.
𝗀𝗃, ces composants d'intelligence artificielle pour fonctionner efficacement en temps réel et réduire la charge sur le CPU.
Arnaud, I'm back here now, right? And Diane was helping and we were chatting, but you were talking in French when I was gone?
Yes, sorry, Pat, I was explaining the demo in French. Oh,
Okay.
sorry.
So now not only am I getting real-time summarization of what I missed when I went out of Zoom, right? It brings me back to focus mode when I'm back to the PC, and it also did translation from French in real time as well. What do you think? Is this the AI PC generation?
Thank you, Pat.
And if that wasn't good enough, right, obviously we have other sensing deficiencies. In the future, I want my glasses to become AR-enhanced glasses as well. And this is a next generation, we call it 𝗁𝗍 from Immerse. They're working on to have these enhanced by PC capabilities as well, to make them smaller, lighter, and eventually as small as my glasses and light as them are today, becoming my sensing devices for vision, hearing, and every other aspect of human existence. So, thank you very much for seeing this, glimpse into what sensing of the future will be like and how the AI PC will enable that. Now, as we continue our technological breadth, our third Ignite submission is actually a little bit more galactic. And what Antares is working on is how can they bring space and satellite technology ecosystem to make it open and broadly available, and how they're using AI and ML to onboard satellite software. So let's see our third submission, Antares.
Imagine a world where more and more satellite resources are actually helping us to monitor and improve and mitigate climate change, where satellites are improving agricultural yields and productivity, where we have transparent information as to what is happening globally. Imagine a world where you can design, simulate, and operate a virtual satellite in a matter of minutes. The biggest problem facing the space-based industry today is that it's not an open market.
Designing and building a satellite is very expensive and it takes a long time.
It's still proprietary closed stacks of hardware and software.
And very few people can do the design.
Our vision at Antares is to show people what's possible with software-driven engineering for satellites and space systems.
To really unblock access to space.
I was the chief operating officer at a company called Planet Labs that was doing very innovative things with small satellites. And I brought Karthik in as the chief technology officer there.
But just 30 minutes of conversation, we just clicked.
We just are very aligned with respect to our values, with respect to our work ethic.
We put work at first and we solved the big problems.
The goal of our software platform at Antares is to cut lifecycle satellite operating costs by a factor of 10 and cut time to orbit by a factor of 2.
Antares Cloud Platform provides a set of tools that is easy to interact with. You get to see it, you get to operate it, you get to simulate and test it.
Make all your mistakes in the cloud before you actually build the first satellite or even turn the first group. And then when the satellite goes on orbit, you use that very same interface to manage the real satellite. The Earth is changing constantly. The more that we can monitor and understand that change and what's driving it, the better off we're going to be.
That is an essential mission of what Antares is all about.
What it means is that we can actually put more satellites on orbit to deliver more services to more people at lower cost.
So what do you think? Candidate number 3. And just in a little bit, we'll tell you who number 1 is for today. You've heard us throughout our conversation about OpenVINO and how we're using it at the edge, and how we're using it with Jerry and Acer and Dan from Rewind and 𝗀𝗏𝗏 Labs. And OpenVINO is Intel's AI inferencing and deployment runtime platform that we spoke about last year. We've now released OpenVINO 2023.1, providing broader applications support, more natural language processing, computer vision, generative AI, bringing us closer to this vision of any model, any hardware, anywhere. And we're now already deploying optimized integrations of capabilities like Llama 2 models from OS and clouds to client. We've seen a 90+% increase in OpenVINO downloads in the last year, and we're seeing this being the platform to enable and deploy AI inferencing at the edge. Good news, we're well on our way to write once and bring AI everywhere. And we're working now to broaden the ecosystem and industry. An edge is diverse applications, but also heterogeneous architectures. And we're seeing a broader set of different platforms. And while many of those are x86 and Intel-based, the ARM relationship is expanding nicely with Intel, but also many of those edges are based on ARM as well. So we're quite excited today to announce that ARMS is supporting the OpenVINO platform. Earlier this year, Qualcomm said they're going to show Llama 2 on their AI implementations in smartphones and PCs starting in 2024. I say, 2024? You just saw it running already from edge to client to cloud. OpenVINO on ARM and x86. And as you look at this picture, right, you see that, boy, the data center offerings transform how companies operate. The PC operating offerings transform how people work, but delivering edge transforms how everything operates. And we're going to see this increasing, I'll say, hybrid operation where, big training and model creation, but we need to deploy nimble models running on client and edge. And they may be tethered to and updating and retraining, but the constant interaction is at the edge. And this is what we call hybrid AI. And this allows you to experience the models that truly deploy broadly at the edge. And for the developer community and partners, you now have the tools for success at the edge. And with our hybrid AI SDK that we'll be releasing very early next year, this is building you the capabilities so that low-code and no-code environments can take advantage of hybrid AI. And while Gen AI is in the spotlight today, this is just a little piece of what we're going to be able to do in the future. And we're changing the status quo with powerful capabilities with new text analysis, language, visual recognition, chatbot interactions. And to broadly deploy, we need edge affordable hardware. We have to keep enhancing the hardware capabilities for performance and accessibility. And we're making great strides in this optimized runtime environment, enabling new and more capable hardware at the edge, like our Core Ultra, and enabling the edge applications without modification to take the latest advancements and benefits of CPU and GPU and NPU. That's what OpenVINO does. And for the past 15 years, the dominant developer model has been cloud native. And this has enabled this separation of hardware from business logic and application innovation. And we believe that the next decade or two of development isn't cloud native, it's edge native. And that's going to be driven what I like to call the 3 laws of edge and AI computing. The laws of physics, latency. I can't go to the cloud, I need it locally. Economics, the cost of cloud and cost of bandwidth. And finally, the laws of the land, data sovereignty. And we believe these 3 drive the edge and AI era. And the next phase of application is edge native app development. But to do that broadly, we need a lot of this, plumbing, this hard work of making the edge accessible, remotable, updatable. And this is what Project Strata does. It brings this edge-native software platform with services and support, and we're bringing together an ecosystem of Intel and third-party apps to enable this edge environment, and with that, to be able to solve many of these problems. And solving things like zero-touch management, security, patching, and updates in real time. All of that hard stuff in the platform, so that app developers can take advantage of the latest hardware, latest security, and through that, Project Strata is enabling this ability to onboard, orchestrate, and observe and operate. And we'll be launching this in early 2024. So, as we're continuing this cycle of innovation, we in the tech industry, what do you think? We're pretty cool folk, don't you think? My grandkids don't think I'm very cool. They say I need cooler clothes that fit better, right? And for that, I never really cared too much about that. I mean, a geeky t-shirt and I'm a happy guy. But we also are seeing AI intervene in fashion and new capabilities as well. And with that, please join me inviting 𝗵𝗂 𝗵𝗃𝗀 as the COO of Fabletics and how we combine AI and modern fashion capabilities. 𝗵𝗂? Thank you, 𝗵𝗂. So nice to have you with us today.
Nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
So, tell us a little bit more about what we're doing and what we're showing off here.
Yeah, so I am here to help you find the right fit for your clothes so your grandkids can think that you look more fashionable.
Okay.
We are going to be using the Fit Match Concierge solution. As you know, Pat, we're an investor in Fit Match, and we invested because we believe in the team, but we believe in the problem that they're trying to solve for retailers everywhere.
So how does it work? Tell us about it.
So our partner FitMatch, with them, we are revolutionizing the retail industry by solving the universal fit problem. So how many times have you gone into a store and you see something on a hanger and you think, that's going to look great on me, but then you get it into the fitting room and it just doesn't fit your body shape, right? It's kind of demoralizing. It's frustrating for everyone. And for a retail business like Fabletics, that means missed revenue, additional costs for returns, wasted production, that's bad for the planet, we don't want to do that, right? So with the Fit Match Concierge solution, we are trying to put an end to the adage of, it just looked better on the hanger.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think we can all sort of relate to that experience. I hate going to stores partially for that reason. So, can you give us a little bit of a demonstration here? And what we're seeing is that the environment is powered by Intel's RealSense cameras using our LiDAR technologies. It creates a digital twin, right? It's running on our core CPUs and using the latest PyTorch AI, all of that running on OpenVINO, like we were just talking about. So tell us more.
All right, so basically a customer can walk into a dressing room that's equipped with the Fit Match technology. They complete a full body scan that remains 100% private. And then you get a 3D avatar, and then we'll match that with curated selection of clothing that's gonna suit your shape. So it's kind of like a personal shopper, and all with the help of Intel architecture and software. And amazing, the entire process just takes seconds. So it's super streamlined, super quick and easy.
Well, yesterday we have the booth out here, and I went and I got tested as well. And you can see my avatar up there, and as I got fitted, and didn't know my avatar would quite look so good as this. And I think we're going to tell my wife we have some shopping opportunities.
All right, well, let's take a look. Let's check out your avatar here. There you are, looking good. We can get you from all angles. That's you, so love it. All right, but then we're gonna check out and see some matches for you. So what do we have here? We have a selection of curated shirts just designed to fit you. We believe these are gonna fit you. I know we squashed your soccer career.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, how about some better fitting pants? Like that doesn't hurt, right?
I think so.
So,
I think so. Yeah.
This is all.
I can look like a soccer player.
Yeah, exactly. We want you to look good working out. That's our mantra, right? So we've selected all of these fits just for you.
Well, hey, that's super good, and looking at the matches is great as well. And the way that you're transforming the experience is really powerful, and mirror the work that we're showing, and we encourage everybody to come to the show floor and see what it's like.
Great. Well, we've seen great outcomes. I know the FitMap partners have seen great outcomes, lower returns, higher conversion, all the things we want to see to optimize our revenue as a retailer. So pretty excited about these results.
Well, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to my new gear.
Can't wait to see you in it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Have
Mira.
a good day.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks.
So we have lots going on here at Innovation, and lots going on in the developer world. But as we said, now is the time. So we have the access to space through Antares. What do you think? How many of you think they're the best? Okay, come on, wake up a little bit here. Come on, yeah, okay, right? Okay, how about deep render, right? And these advancements in compression. Well, how about 𝗀𝗲𝗄𝗏? And so Greg Lavender, myself, Lama Nachman, we spent time going through all three of these, talking to the founding teams, discussing with each one of them. And simply put, I'll say they're all amazing. I just love this passion, ecosystem of innovation that we get to participate in, unleashing the energy for each one of them. But now it's my pleasure to announce this year's Ignite Award winner. This year's winner is Deep Render. So please join me in welcoming to the stage 𝗀𝗏𝗏 from Deep Render. And so I'm super excited to give you this award. But you may not know here, but much earlier in my career, right? I worked on video conferencing, and we were working on key codecs and compression and H.264. So I really empathize with the problem that you're solving and all the challenges that it is. And so it's really important to our industry. Video is the dominant use of bits, but really important to me as well. So with that, it's my pleasure to give you this year's award, Ignite Winner of the Year. Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. Much appreciated.
So, can you give us a look at your demo?
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
I'll show you something cool. Yeah, now, before we jump into the demo, let's speak a bit about the setup. This laptop here comes with an Intel Core Ultra processor. It has an NPU and is one of the AI PCs we talked about before.
Okay.
Deep Render will run its 5 times better AI compression technology on the NPU in an efficient, low power, and very good compression locally on this device. And Pat, you might not know this, but this is a very significant moment for me. Deep Render spent 5 years researching and developing better compression technology. And with the Intel Core Ultra, we can now bring this technology to hundreds of millions of devices and users. What does 5 times better compression technology mean for users? It means 5 times faster internet for everyone. And who does not like faster internet?
So show us.
Yeah, let's jump in. So here's Deep Render's demo application. And if we click on this button, we can showcase it on a number of videos. Let's go with the people video. Here in this video, we can see 2 videos playing, both at the exact same file size and bitrate. On the left side, compressed with the Deep Render AI technology,
And on the right side, compressed with old school, traditional compression.
Wow, I didn't realize we looked so bad today. Yeah, that's really impressive results. What do you think? Yeah.
Thank you, Pat. And yeah, to show that even clearer, if we pause and look at the difference in quality, we can use a slider and have here a debrender compressed frame, and now a traditional compressed frame. And yeah, there's a clear difference in visual quality, highlighting 5 times better compression performance.
I think you did it. This is incredible. And the thing that excites me about this is it's a whole new domain, and you think there's a lot more to be gained from this AI approach to compression as well.
Oh yeah, AI-based compression is a breakthrough innovation. It's a paradigm shift away from traditional compression towards an AI-only solution, and we are only beginning.
Oh, hey, thank you so much, Kieran.
Thank you.
So good to have you here. And again, congratulations on being this year's award winner.
Woo.
But these innovations truly are powered by the magic of Moore's Law. And when we laid out our 5-node and 4-year journey, it was like, wow, that's a bold, aggressive agenda to go make that happen. Well, we're making it happen. Our Intel 7 products with Meteor Lake and Emerald Rapids, done. Intel 4, right, with our Meteor Lake product, done and successfully ramping today in Oregon, and we're just transferring it to our second manufacturing facility in Ireland. Intel 3, as you saw here, we're demonstrating with Granite Rapids and Sierra Forest, ready for first products going forward. We showed you the first Intel 20A, the what's next of the breakthroughs in RibbonFET and the 𝗵𝗁𝗶𝗀. 20A manufacturing ready for next year, on track. But the granddaddy is finishing the race with 18A. The 5th node on our roadmap. And this is, now we're almost finished with the 0.9 PDK, key milestone when we finalize the design rules and unleash this for our internal designs. And you heard me talk about the first 2 designs of Panther Lake and Clearwater Forest for our server and clients in 25. And when you look at the resulting diagrams, and I've been looking at transistor SEM diagrams, scanning electron microdiagrams, for about 40 years. And 18A and the RibbonFET transistor, it's a Picasso. It's a work of art. It is elegant. It is beautiful. And if you're not a geeky kind of guy like me, trust me. This is like, man, the science behind this is just incredible. And this is one of our test chips. And as I said, we'll be bringing our first product wafers into fab very shortly. And customers like Ericsson are utilizing that. Our work with ARM is progressing very well, that we announced back in May of this year. And we'll be sending our first Intel product designs into fab in the first quarter of the year. But we're not stopping there. We're continuing on Intel Next, where we're making further improvements on gate-all-around, the next generation. And while we're well ahead on 𝗵𝗁𝗶𝗀, we're already well underway on the next version of 𝗵𝗁𝗶𝗀 as well. We're already engaging in the next generation of lithography. And before the end of this year, we'll have the first high-NA machine, and that's the generation beyond EUV, and we'll be docking that machine in Oregon. So Ann and my Christmas present is the first high-NA machines coming to Oregon this year. Happy holidays to all of us, because we are powering the what's next of innovation. And we're working hard to de-risk it, and clearly this is hard work. This is invention, right, for it. And our first test chips, and we're doing modular design work. Part of the reason we're so far ahead on 𝗵𝗁𝗶𝗀 compared to the industry is we de-risked that by running that on a FinFET node with 𝗵𝗁𝗶𝗀 to show that we could deliver 𝗵𝗁𝗶𝗀 and gate-all-around in 20A and 18A. And all of this is stay tuned. We are so excited about the work, the momentum, and the progress that we're making. But You know, the wafers are cool, but this packaging stuff, wow, this is getting incredibly exciting as well. And 25 years ago, Intel drove the creation of organic packages. And when you see any of these chips, you know, this is what we're talking about, this organic package layer. But that's all changing now, right? Yesterday, we announced that the next generation, and just like we did 25 years ago, is now moving to glass substrates. And this is a glass panel. This gets sliced up for those substrates. You know, here's an example of a glass wafer, you know, that we've now met. Isn't that cool looking? Yeah, right, you can see through it. So just incredible breakthroughs in the next generation of packaging. And these packaging improves density, it improves power, it's more thermally favorable. Glass to be the substrate of the future. And we're excited to be leading the industry in bringing this to the market as well. But it isn't creating prototypes, it's creating volume, baby. And with that, you know, Intel is playing this critical role in rebalancing the supply chain and making extraordinary investments in capital and working with the understanding market conditions, our customers, the CHIPS program office funding. We expect to invest over $100 billion in capital over the next 5 years between our Oregon, Arizona, New Mexico, and Ohio facility. And we now have our proposals in the CHIPS program office hands as we're committed to produce the world's most advanced chips in the US at scale. But we're also working with the industry to enabling this next generation of the industry's evolution and the chiplet generation. Intel led the PCIe disruption in the 1990s as we went from rack to system with standard interconnects. Well, we're working with the ecosystem for the next generation, and we launched from this stage, right, last year, the 𝗀𝗎CIE consortium, and we joined forces with the ecosystem to create this open chiplet ecosystem. And with that effort now, we have over 120 members now, and you see a number of demonstrations on the show floor, creating this open ecosystem and enabling chipsets designs. And while we're still very early in this progression, this is the who's who of silicon is participating. And I'm happy to show you the first test chips from this work and our foundry systems, you know, partnering with the 𝗀𝗎CIE IP that we're working with Synopsys on, Intel 3, you know, combined with our advanced EMIB packaging and a TSMC, you know, node, TSMC, Synopsys, and Intel Foundry, Pike Creek, the first test chip for 𝗀𝗎CIE and the beginning of the chiplet era. Are you excited? But it isn't just test chips. What we're finding is, as people move into this AI era, there's extreme interest in advanced packaging and these large systems for large language model and using, you know, them at scale, bringing memory and, you know, packaging capabilities together. You know, we're creating these solutions for, you know, customers in the next generation of the 3D silicon era. And this is exciting, and this is just an area that we're continuing to push the envelope, you know, for the capabilities that we're going to enable our customers, ecosystem, and industry to provide. But of course, we have many other areas of innovation and research as well, and one of those is neuromorphic computing. And neuromorphic is algorithmic breakthroughs and the capability that we're enabling with neuromorphic computing, right, is seen, next slide. And we're seeing that our Intel Labs is showing the neuromorphic capabilities, you know, and being able to solve optimization problems and AI scheduling problems, financial allocations. All of these need a different type of architecture and algorithms, and neuromorphic computing is showing unique capabilities in this area with dramatic improvements of power and performance over other conventional architectures. And we're finding a lot of momentum, and last year we announced our stackable compact system, 𝗀𝗶𝗄𝗿, and we've shared our Intel neuromorphic research community where we now have 200+ groups are participating in it. And this technology, right, is being adopted for accelerating control, planning, and different types of workloads. Intel is working with a wide range of collaborators to enable this computing capability. And of course, maybe the granddaddy of them all is what happens when we move past digital. And quantum presents a new era of the harnessing of some of the physical effects. And we believe this will enable new chemistry problems, financial optimizations, climate change, travel, all of these, and most importantly, maybe security. And it promises to make huge advancements, but probably post-2030 when we see quantum supremacy being able to be achieved. And our approach is different. Intel's qubits differ from the other approaches in the industry because we are using silicon. And simply put, do it in silicon. We're the only company working on silicon qubits and using the same process and materials that we're already using, tweaking them a little bit to create leading-edge qubits. And simply put, if we get this working, we can do it at scale. The most advanced research chip for research is what we call tunnel falls. And tunnel falls, we just released it. Here's a wafer of tunnel falls, a 12-qubit device on a 300-millimeter wafer. And while Arrow Lake is hot out of fab, this one is rather cold. We need to operate at that below 1 Kelvin. And for that, we're taking our most advanced EUV technology, our most advanced CMOS fabrication lines, and figuring out how to run them at cryogenic temperatures. Each of these wafers is providing 24,000 quantum dot devices, and it's a small chip, 50 by 50 millimeter square, and over 1 million times smaller than the alternate approaches. And our focus is gaining insights from tunnel falls and enabling the research labs and universities with the most advanced capabilities. And not just in the hardware, but also releasing the Quantum SDK, a software stack that we're able to operate and learn how to, with research universities, the silicon qubit approach, and being able to create the programmability, performance, and scalability for enabling quantum computing in the future. Last year, we had the first ever Intel Lifetime Achievement Award, and we gave that award to Linus Torvald, and I was so thrilled to have Linus here, to give him that recognition. And we got such good response from that last year, we said, let's do it again this year. And with that, I'm excited today to announce the 2023 recipient of the Intel Lifetime Achievement Award for their most worthy technical achievements that they've been, bringing forward. And with that, join me in welcoming 𝗶𝗄 𝗁, recognizing her extensive achievements in the field of AI.
Thank you so much.
And 𝗶𝗄 is, one of those individuals. She's been dedicated to STEM work, dedicated to the responsible use of AI, dedicated to the core advancements of AI in the field, and through so many and how to make it truly AI for all. And because of this fearless pursuit, she's been recognized by many across the industry, and this among so much more. 𝗶𝗄 𝗁, the most deserving recipient of this year's Lifetime Achievement Award.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So, in just a moment, we have a great industry luminary session coming up where you're going to hear a lot more from 𝗶𝗄. And Lama Nachman, our fellow in the area of AI and labs and responsible AI, will be interviewing her. So 𝗶𝗄, why don't you just take a seat over there, and very quickly we'll get into that. But fundamentally, what a great time we've had today. And this just summarizes the things that we've talked about. The focus of Intel at bringing AI everywhere, making it truly accessible to all at volume, from client, edge, network to cloud, delivering the largest systems, but fundamentally making it capable for all. And with that, it truly is a thrill to be with you again, to enable you, the power of developers. And now, Lama, 𝗶𝗄 𝗁, this is a great innovation. Thank you all so very much.